Now, mystics talk about consciousness in this way sometimes because they say that, well, it is consciousness that creates reality, God that creates reality. The name God is often invoked to denote consciousness in its creative aspect. The solution that quantum physics reached, solution that frees us from paradoxes, is very similar to what the mystics say, because we are coming to the conclusion that choice happens from non-local consciousness. So it is this non-local consciousness, we can call it quantum consciousness if you will, that is the equivalent of what mystics call God. Behind our individual eyes, there is a cosmic eye, a cosmic consciousness, an interconnected consciousness. That's who we really are. Not what ordinary people sometimes think of God as, because ordinary people's thinking often is a dualistic God, God separate from the world. But the mystic is not talking like that. Mystic is saying that the non-local consciousness in the process of creating becomes not only the object that one observes, but also the subject. There is nothing but consciousness. Both the subject and the object are coming from consciousness itself. So there is no real dualism. The duality that we see, subject-object separateness, is an appearance. We are positing that the brain is essential, observer is essential for the possibilities to convert themselves into an actual event. But the observer itself is also a possibility when you think of the observer as a brain. So we are back to that question, and this time slightly differently. The brain is essential for collapse of the possibilities into actual event, but the collapse is essential for the brain to be real, to be manifest brain, for the observer. There seems to be a circularity in the logic. This circularity, called tangled hierarchy, is crucial to appreciate. There is another way of thinking of this whole thing that we are missing. And quantum physics is forcing us down that road. It's forcing us to recognize that we don't choose in our individuality that we call the ego. Instead, there is a unity behind us. We are all connected in some place where there is this cosmic consciousness engulfing everything. If choice happens in that cosmic consciousness, then that cosmic consciousness can be completely objective and impartial and can choose giving you and your friend equal portions of green light. And yet, it can deserve special treatment of those cases where there is an emergency, where there is a creative urgency. For example, you are taking your sick friend to the hospital. We do experience special green lights all the time, things cooperating in inexplicable ways in such emergencies. Consciousness leaves room for such creative occurrences, and yet consciousness can become very deterministic, very lawful in terms of dealing with the general average situation. This is why quantum mechanics is constructed in such a way that for large number of events, the average answer holds. This is why quantum science is predictive. It has predictability power, and it is this power that makes quantum physics so powerful. And yet, quantum physics leaves the room that for an individual choice, consciousness does retain creative choice. It's a little bit subtle. That's why manifestation doesn't always work. We have to get into an altered state of consciousness. Then we can do a lot with our intention. And there is experimental data proving that.